it's going to go as low as $10. Some are saying it's going to go low
$10.
as, yeah, like $36. So
like
it's all over the place.
Completely.
yeah. So I mean, that's not necessarily a crash. It's just that, yeah, they're definitely not valuing the company as high.
If they go down to $10
yeah,
from
I mean,
$190, that's
yeah.
not considered a crash.
I mean, it is, but a crash is more like an immediate drop. Like if it's a slow decline to $10, that's not. I want to say it's not necessarily a bad thing, but there's certain things that will probably happen before that does. Like if it's, I don't know. I'm not a financial analyst by any means, but
so the weird thing is, because I think the company would have to like completely fail, but it's not necessarily that it's failing. It's just kind of not hot anymore. It's not like cool to.
Yeah, and
how's it going, Technomancer?
No, Technomancer. But yeah, it's just not as.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
People aren't putting as much value into it, and it's like I said, the stock price is really just kind of like your quintessential like capitalist metric or whatever. Like, how much do people think this company is worth? Like, how much do people think a particular share of this company is worth?
Right, and almost like if you look at the CEO, I mean, if you look at Elon Musk, it's not really the safest bet all the time because you don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, and that's the I think that's the thing, is that the stock is very, very tumultuous. It's a very chaotic sort of stock.
It's a big word.
Yeah, tumultuous.
Good job. Good job. Good job on that word.
I use science.
But I think the biggest thing for them is the fact that they're having to do a bunch of fundraising, and so there's a lot less, like, people are just kind of worried about it, and especially for a long time, at least for the last 2 months, I think, prior to this. So like, I guess that's like February and March. Like, Tesla was like a huge buy. Like,
right,
everybody was saying buy Tesla, buy Tesla, buy Tesla.
The hot stock because the Model 3 came out,
right,
and everyone was pre-ordering a Model 3.
You're right.
Period. And then the thing is, they lost their funded. They had a what was it, California funded tax write-off on the
Is it
vehicle.
he was smoking doobies on the Joe Rogan podcast?
No, actually, but yeah, I think they just voted on getting rid of it. So then that made the bottom line price go up by like $10,000. It was like a $10,000 tax write-off, right? Like 10, 12 grand tax write-off, which makes the $30,000 car automatically a $42,000 car. Now it's not that affordable. Plus, you got smoking doobies online. You're like, dude, this guy's crazy.
Well,
I don't think that really did much.
Man, it was a good podcast though.
Yeah, it was a good podcast. I've listened to it a few times. Yeah.
But I think
top tier.
I think one of the biggest things is because I was watching, because like I said, I bought some Tesla stock when it was around the 240 range, and had to sell off as it dropped. And if you look at some of, I think Tesla for one got hit huge during this, but some other tech companies did too. Not as bad because they're a little more stable. Like Microsoft's more stable, obviously. Cisco's more stable. A lot of these tech companies are more stable than Tesla is, just because they're established. Right. I mean, they're established companies. They've been around for. I mean, Tesla's been around since 2003, but they really haven't been producing cars necessarily that entire time. Yeah. Well, so when Trump announced, this is kind of a two factor thing. When Trump announced the tariffs on China, yeah, and then China hit back.
The market
and it was like that, and China hit right back with, we're gonna put tariffs on American goods, and so just anything in the technology sector at that point was like, oh shit, then because we get a lot of electronics
off his meds, yeah.
Well, and people forget that it's not like completed electronics necessarily, but it's also we get I don't know specifically
inside them. Right?
Yeah, it's the minerals. So I think we get nickel.
Nickelback. We don't need
nickel.
that.
No, we don't need nickelback. They can go back to Canada. Fuck them.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It hasn't been long enough.
No, we need Nickelback.
It has not been long enough. Like I said, nickel, aluminum, and I think we're fine on gold for electronics, but anyways, a lot of the components that we get for electronics come from China, and a lot of minerals and stuff.
China.
So it wasn't good.
A lot of everything comes from China. I don't know what you're talking about.
And also there's a particular thing that the batteries, like lithium-ion batteries. So I don't know if it's lithium. It might be lithium that they get from China.
I think. By the way, someone just said Nickelback is amazing. I couldn't agree more.
Kick them out of stream. Fuck you. No,
but wait.
You can like Nickelback. It's fine.
That was Yoshi.
Yeah, Yoshi likes Nickelback. It's fine.
Hi, Yoshi.
That's hilarious.
Ryan says you have to leave now.
Sorry.
Hey, can we talk about something really quick?
Yeah.
Is Yoshi on? Oh my God! It actually was
Facebook.
her. She's on. She's watching a Facebook.
Yeah. You just told her to get out of here.
Oh my God! She's gonna leave me now.
Okay, so we're just sitting there, eating dinner, watching TV, and someone rings the doorbell and does this obnoxious. Like, we know it's a Windows salesman or something because we saw him pulling in.
Yeah.
And
a window salesman?
Or like
window salesman?
Yeah, you don't get those. Like,
no.
Well, I guess you have it.
I don't have it.
Where at?
At our house. So you have people come to your house.
So
like, you get a house, they'll come try to sell you windows.
Oh, to replace all your windows.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
like roof people do.
I have a sign. Okay. I have a sign on my door that says solicitors. What does it say? Solicitors, go away, please. Don't ring. Seriously, don't make it awkward.
Yeah, I've read that.
No joke. So he rings the doorbell and then does the obnoxious. And whenever he did that, I just go, fuck off!
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
That's a little loud.
A little.
Okay.
I got in trouble for that one.
I imagine, yeah. Imagine Caitlin wasn't too happy about that.
Dude, I really do hate door-to-door salesmen, dude. I really do. That's such an old thing.
What did we get recently? We got people that wanted me to sign some, it was to keep Denton from expanding the dump or something like that.
The dump?
Like, it was, yes, it was the dump. The place that sells furniture. And I'm like, I get it. I appreciate, people trying to save the planet.
Where else do you want the trash to go, dude?
That's kind of my figure on that. Well, and it was also like, they want Denton to bring everybody a recycling bin and stuff like that. So it was a good thing. It was a good thing.
That's cool.
But at the same time, like,
still yelled at him?
I don't want to kind of be bothered by this. Like, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, can I just take a flyer and then like get back with y'all? She's like, well, I kind of need your signature. I'm like, I don't want to make this any harder than it has to be.
Like, that's the worst part. Like,
it's like,
if you come to me with like to pitch something and sell me something, I understand that. But if you just want my signature for something and then you're gonna make me feel bad about it for just not signing the paper.
Look, pay for an ad on Facebook like everyone else does. Pay for an ad on Google, and there you go. That's how you get to us, and we'll click it if we actually care. Targeted words. Listen, I have a brother-in-law that does door-to-door salesman, and I hate it. It sucks.
He does.
I'm
really?
Like, yeah, and I'm like, dude,
people make a living doing that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, around this neighborhood right now, it's a new neighborhood, right? So security, they have it like they have it pre-hooked up, which is just Ethernet ran through your house. That's all it is. But they paid a certain amount to have a sticker that says, come do our thing. I'm like, hey, dude, I bought a ring. It's $250. That's all I need. Like, it'll let me know when anyone's near my house. I got a few cameras. We're good. That's it. I'm not going to pay you monthly to do nothing.
Yeah.
I have a gun. We're good. Like, we're set. So they come around all the time, and that's why I got that sign, because they would harass us.
Yeah.
I'm talking like, I'm getting out of my car, and they're coming to talk to me. I'm like, dude, leave me alone. Like, don't come near my house again. Close the thing. I'm like, well, how do you work for a big company and you're sitting here harassing me?
Yeah.
Oh, I might have to stay here tonight, Ryan. Look, I might get locked out of the house.
It's very possible.
I had one guy, I was pulling in. From work.
Too.
It was like 5 o'clock on like a Tuesday or something. The guy's standing in my flower beds, looking at my windows.
Oh my god!
Are you serious?
Yes, just writing on his clipboard,
dude.
And then he meets me as I'm pulling in, and I just go, "What the fuck are you doing, man?"
Yeah.
It's like, hi, I'm just here selling windows. I'm like, no, go away.
No, you're sitting here creeping on my house,
standing
dude.
in my flower bed.
I don't. They're not allowed to like walk all over your property.
Dude, this guy definitely was.
That's messed up. No, I don't. Not okay.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I had another guy shame me because I wouldn't buy the pest control stuff. He said, "You're the only one around that's not buying it, so all your neighbors are putting in this work, and you're going to ruin it." And I said, Well, if they're putting in the effort,
he tried to shame
yeah,
you.
I was like, if they're paying for this service and their yards are getting like nuked, I have nothing to worry about.
That
I'll
is
just go to Walmart
hilarious.
and buy normal stuff then, because I'll be.
Oh
in
yeah.
What kind of
clear.
pest? I mean, just like
Just a
laying down
normal
like.
pest control company.
That's
Oh.
what's funny is there's nothing special about what they're ordering.
Yeah, there's certain kinds that are bad, and certain. I did some research on it,
Yeah.
and yeah, you can go buy if you buy the Orkin spray stuff, you're fine.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
look
or
who's
the
here.
Ortho spray stuff.
Is that 2
Hello?
coffees
Yes.
for you?
Jesus, Boldt. One's well.
Wait.
One's
It's
decaf.
So one is just filled with creamer, and the other one is coffee.
I want that to be true.
Oh no, that's not the case at all.
Oh no!
I figured Bolt's a no creamer, but a couple packets of sugar kind of guy.
Mm-mm.
No?
No. I either.
Ryan's taking his clothes off right now.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's what everybody watches this stream for, is to see Ryan take his clothes off.
I mean, it's true. That's why I watch
least-
the pods all the time. Oh yeah. No. So I drink my coffee black or
Same.
with just a dash of creamer.
That's how I like my men.
Okay.
only with like the when I know the coffee's
There you
bad.
go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you really have a half gallon of coffee right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
Alright.
you know,
Well,
like you know that turn off where there's the QT immediately followed by the racetrack.
I've never been. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You
Yeah.
got both of them. Is that
Yes.
what? Oh, you
I
did.
hit them both, and I was like, you know what? Today's the day we determine who has
Has-
the better coffee.
I'll try it.
Yeah.
Just to see if it is, yeah.
And you know what? Racetrack is after my heart because they had little mini marshmallows, and I was like, yes.
What?
Yeah.
They have mini marshmallows?
No, they
That's
had
fucking-
they had little miniature marshmallows.
So this is a review.
And-
Seller right there.
This is a
Yeah.
review video on racetrack versus QT coffee.
Exactly.
So what's the verdict?
I haven't actually tried the racetrack one yet.
Okay.
I
Let's
was
get a
all-
live test.
I'm a fan of 7-Eleven coffee. I have to say. That,
Here's
like,
7-Eleven does
okay,
have
hold
top
up.
tier.
they do have good coffee.
No.
Well,
What?
I don't drink gas station coffee
I
usually. I usually
disagree.
buy
Yeah.
like a soda.
Yeah.
So-
Disagree.
I would
he's a
usually
little-
buy canned coffee.
He's highbrow.
like Monster. or
That's fair.
Starbucks or something.
There's
Let's
something
see.
to be said. I've never had cold coffee,
Really?
but I don't like mochas or anything like that. So I like
See,
my coffee just black.
If you make the dangerous decision of going to Starbucks and getting a venti vanilla latte with 4 stevias, you will iced vanilla latte.
Dude, but
Ice.
it's too sweet.
Yeah,
It's
it
too
is,
sweet.
and it's horrible for
Verdict.
you. But I drink it,
Those marshmallows are
even
coming
with
hot.
stevia. It's still too sweet, and it's delicious. So
Yeah.
and it gets you.
Well, that
hyped.
stuff's like 200% sweeter than sugar.
Yeah, and it's like $10.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
don't do that.
That's why I like drinking my coffee black, because I don't feel like I'm drinking like a sugar beverage.
right.
It's all like I would say if someone likes to drink tea all the time and can just guzzle down the tea, I would say it's like a similar sensation for me, assuming just because it's something I could just drink instead of water.
Right, and it's
I don't feel like
'cause
I'm
when
drinking
you're
soda.
doing healthy style, like you're like, oh, well, this is a different taste than nothing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
So yeah, let me go with that.
Let me just. Okay, so on that, like, this is a different taste than nothing.
Right.
So I like sparkling water, like with a little
Loser.
bit of
No, I'm
flavor.
kidding.
Yeah, and so me and Yoshi have a friend who described the taste of sparkling water as and by the way, she likes sparkling water. This isn't
Really?
like she's knocking it. She said it tastes like TV static. And that's a really good analogy. Like if you keep that idea in your mind and then drink sparkling water, you're like, yeah, it kind of does taste like white noise.
I don't know. I kind of like that
Kinda-
idea.
It's interesting,
sounds-
isn't it?
I don't know that it's like edible vaporwave.
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally okay with that.
It's not bad, right?
Yeah.
And then imagine adding like a
Interesting.
hint of grapefruit in that, and you're good. You're good.
That's true.
It's very delicious.
Good comparison.
Grapefruit, tonic water, and gin sounds really good right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
grapefruit and I guess grapefruit would go with gin.
Guys,
pretty
we
well.
have a
Usually
total
put it-
of 6 viewers right now.
What?
Wow.
You want to know why?
We're-
Okay,
we're
so
famous. I might,
Oh,
as,
Hi guys.
I might as well show my.
we're streaming.
my,
we're streaming to my
Tate house.
personal Facebook
Oh.
account because they just added that, right?
Oh, okay.
So it's a free feature now.
Oh. Hey, how's it going?
Probably a
guys?
mistake because my grandma will stumble across
Hi, Graham.
this and
Graham.
go- she'll be like, "Oh my gosh, he needs Jesus." That's exactly what'll happen.
Can we talk about something?
Yeah.
Yes.
well,
What do you need to
That's
talk
what we're here to talk about.
I'm gonna send
Something.
What's with WikiHow and the funny pictures? Like, it just on your computer, just search WikiHow thumbs up, and go click images.
That person doesn't have a thumbs up at all. That it looked honestly, I looked over. I thought that woman was getting strangled.
Yeah, just click images.
Oh, is it this one? That one?
Which one?
Oh,
that's definitely not appropriate.
Keep going down. It gets better. It gets even better. Look at the one on the right.
Oh my gosh.
Keep going down. Keep going down.
That can't be a real one.
Look at that one right there.
What is
Top
this?
left.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
There's definitely
Wait.
Okay, we have to scroll
probably
past
can't-
some of that.
Keep going. Keep going though. Definitely keep going.
Dude,
okay. Look at that one.
First off, WikiHow has like a freaking monopoly.
Dude, it's amazing. Now I'm gonna give you another query.
Now a lot of this has to be fake. Like, these are imager. Like they're making memes out of all these, right?
Well, yeah.
But no, those are all from like a WikiHow page at some point.
Yeah.
Well, but they probably modified it, right?
No. Like those are
some of them.
So
have to be
there's
modified.
there's two separate WikiHow pages. One, it's like an ironically funny one.
Oh,
And
so
the
there's
other one-
actually
like look at this one. Search WikiHow feed a horse carrots.
Feed a horse carrots. Do you just? I want them to give me the step. You know what? I want a WikiHow for how you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, jeez, back to that.
Dude,
we're not doing that.
yeah, just click images. This one.
Images only.
Oh my
Oh gosh. Oh my.
Can we show that? Is that okay?
Yeah, this is fine.
It's not a human, I guess.
No, it's
Well, and that's how you feed a horse.
also not a horse. It's just a picture of a horse.
Don't do that. Do that.
The implied
that
picture
cannot
of a
be
horse.
actually on the real WikiHow, right?
Oh dear
It
lord.
could be. Who knows?
I have Facebook. Please don't get us banned.
You can't show a horse's anus on Facebook.
No, that's just the back end. It's just for scientific knowledge. If we do it,
Oh,
okay, we
right.
have to do a science talk about it now.
That's a big yikes.
Yeah, it was.
That's all. I just wanted to ask, like,
Okay.
We'll
me and my coworkers like to find the most messed up ones and send them to each other.
We'll use the same rules for like free use. So as long as we put commentary over it, it's fine.
Yeah.
This is
That's
so
how that
funny
works.
because I just learned today that Google likes like the reason why WikiHow is ranked as high as it is because Google prefers a 1 through 10 step process.
Makes sense.
So it actually credits them for having 1 this step, 2 this step.
Really?
Does that have to do
Yeah.
with like humans because we're so familiar with the number 1 through 10?
I don't know.
like,
We like lists get really highly rated on YouTube as well.
when they're 1 through 10.
Yeah, which is why it's like
So-
top 10.
So
Yeah,
here, then this
true.
is why I
Ways
want
to
to
comb your
show
hair.
one of the really great SEO tools that I just learned about. You ready?
I'm listening.
Um,
Hey guys, you're gonna learn something today.
We're gonna learn
hold on. I put it in my
something
notes. I gotta
Oh.
remember.
Here, let's talk about what SEO actually means for people who don't know what it means.
Search engine optimization.
I thought it was sexual
It
is
could
intercourse
mean
start with
that.
an E? No, I'm just kidding.
No, intercourse starts
I
with an
wouldn't
I.
know.
Sexual
I wouldn't
enterprise. Enterprise does start
Enterprise.
Answer.
That sounds like someone's
like-
like fan fiction.
with an E. Star Trek.
Yeah.
I'll have to give this credit to my.
So instead of like,
What's a sexual
boss?
enterprise officer? Yeah.
all right,
so
you
instead
ready?
of Captain Kirk, it's Captain
First of all,
Cock.
kind of a
Oh
cool
my
webpage,
god.
right?
I love this man's hair. I want to be this
It's called
man.
answerthepublic.com. And he's just wondering what the question is. So you look up something like
Ooh, look up.
podcast, sure, unless you have something interesting. But either way, so you get what most people are searching for as a question around podcast, and it makes a really wow.
You should search
Okay, here we
for-
go. Look at that. Those are the most common questions around
Oh,
podcasts.
that's super neat.
So then, if you're doing a blog on your site for SEO, you find what your site's mostly about, right? And then you start filling in the questions.
I'm kind of. Does the term have to be very non-specific?
I don't know. It could
Try
work.
searching for Introvert Hour. See what pulls up.
Oh yeah, that's actually.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it'll pull some searches. So, I mean, if anybody's ever searched it, which I'm sure all of us have searched it at some point.
Introvert Hour. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe introvert specifically would probably work better.
probably pull
Yeah.
zero
Yeah,
questions.
Okay. There's
I
a
was
few.
definitely
No.
looking at WikiHow pictures. So what is this exactly?
So it's supposed to help you with designing SEO
Okay.
for your website.
Look
Gotcha.
up.
Okay.
Look up Python or
That's a-
programming.
Yeah. Or no, Python's a good one.
Python.
Yeah.
What is
Do
it?
Python.
Python.
Python. Yeah.
Yeah. I still love this man. I love him so much.
I know it's kind of cool.
He's like hipster Santa.
And then you can throw this directly. You can download
hipster Santa.
The new
Yeah.
Santa.
You can download a spreadsheet of this instantly.
Oh yeah, and you
wow.
get like where Python is used.
Right. So can Python be compiled? Can Python read Excel files? This is the most common down to the least common.
Python does not need to be compiled for anybody who's wondering the answer to that
No.
question.
All right, let's see how many you can answer. Let's go.
You need to use an IDE.
Can
though.
Python read PDF
Yeah.
files?
Yeah.
Yes, it
Very
can.
easily.
Yep.
Ooh, whoa!
Yeah.
Look at you nerds.
Yeah.
We're both.
I'm not
we're both
listening.
studying
We're-
Python.
Yeah, and we're also
I'm
we're,
back to my WikiHow
we're,
images.
we're actually
Oh,
working on like
Should
some,
we tell them that we want to start? Do we want to do that?
We're
Yeah.
we're actually gonna work on
You
a
know what?
project for chat integration.
Yeah.
Let's misuse this. Should we
So-
misuse this?
I guess we
Are
can
you gonna
talk about
search
it
boobs or something?
real quick while they're doing this. So I was thinking earlier today because I was doing some little bit of research as far as
Oh no, you can't
How to
search
integrate.
that on TV.
God,
Oh, dude, what?
how to integrate.
Dude,
Of course,
It's
he,
not, it's not
Jesus
TV,
Christ,
it's
our
the
Lord and
internet.
Savior, just
Go
saved
on.
us.
So
he just gave you like the daily limit because you tried to search.
Oh my
my
God.
God.
I didn't even see it.
Looks over. Dear
Well,
Lord.
well. Look at he's ashamed.
He's like,
nope.
Not this is not my
We
house.
just lost like 3 viewers because of that.
Oh wow.
Way to go.
No, we're up. What are you talking about? Anyway.
Okay, let's.
Oh, the horse butt didn't do it.
The horse butt was fine.
Good
Okay.
horse. Good horse.
That's
Oh,
what that
look,
horse is saying.
Look,
Give it. Make
Go-
sure you peel your
banana.
bananas.
Google Ads heard us talking about PDFs, so it gave us an ad.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
PDF.
Google Ads. You're so clever. Look at you.
I'll be honest. I don't know where the. I think they took the horse's butt one down because it became a meme.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But trust me, there are plenty that are equally amazing on there.
I can imagine. Oh, what is it? Reddit showing you all this? Huh?
Yeah, there's actually a subreddit called Disney Vacation, and it's just all funny WikiHow photos with like
Oh yeah, that
captions
one's
and
good.
something
Yeah,
else.
that's like one of the best subreddits.
Hold on. Is it appropriate?
Yeah,
most of it is.
hold on.
Yeah.
So-
/r.
I don't think there's any not safe for
Does
work.
it have any NSFW
It'll so
tags?
the,
I don't think so.
WikiHow does have NSFW, but it'll tag it.
Yeah, so you can. Yeah,
So it's just reddit.com/r/Disney Vacation.
But yeah, I was thinking of. I thought I sent you a message about it, but how we should actually just compile just polls. Oh
yeah.
You finish. You were saying.
So what I was thinking on that, so on that topic, what
Yeah.
you can do
Save that
is,
for later.
so if you,
There you go.
and there may be an easier way to do this,
Mhm.
but I sent you a message. You didn't reply, but you were probably at work.
was it an image? Because I've been having
No.
issues getting images.
No, it's just
recently.
text. But so if so you create a Twitch chatbot, which is like really easy,
Whoa.
and we just, oh my god,
How do you? Yeah.
and you can, and you pretty much just you have to use. I don't think you have to use Java, but the easiest way to do it is to use Java to create a JSON file,
Yeah.
which is really simple, and then
Yeah.
Python can read
JSON?
JSON, so you can build
JSON?
the back end of everything with Python. As far as like actually building
Converting
converting
the
all the
data,
data and
yeah.
everything with Python, and then you can send it back to Twitch into the in a Twitch extension.
Okay.
So like I said, you can do all the background programming and everything with Python, and then just send it into a Twitch extension
Okay.
to actually display everything.
See, I was actually looking through JSON files. JSON files are super, super like just. I want to call them just malleable, but like
Yeah.
there's another word I want to use. Oh, it's still
Powerful. Very powerful.
They
are.
are powerful.
Well, and so the idea behind JSON is that it just stands for Java. Was it JavaScript
It's like-
object notation?
Yes,
Hold on.
that's it.
Let's. How do you spell
JSON.
it?
Yeah.
JSON.
Yeah.
See, I was
Too
actually
much.
looking into Node.js because apparently that's like the thing
Yeah.
right now.
Well, that's what the bot is actually written.
Way
for,
more
is
interesting than what
Node.js,
we were looking
yeah.
at.
And it's like it's like the code is already there. I'll send you the bookmarks that I saved for it. But yeah, and JSON is just basically a way for you to write data or write things and send them to a file using really any programming language you want. I mean, not any programming language.
Well, almost.
Almost.
Like,
it's almost a way to package a piece of
it's incredible.
programming.
Yeah, it's incredibly versatile.
And send it to whatever you want, and it usually works.
It'll just work.
It's just a really simple, easy way to get programs to talk to each other.
It sends you packets.
And then just use a JSON file as an intermediary, basically.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So say you want to like have a web page that you click on a link or you click on a thing, and it every time that somebody clicks on it, it packages that up and it sends it and it saves it to a text document on a server, and then you can do whatever you want with that information, and then you can send it back to the website.
And hopefully it's encrypted.
But that's not that hard to do. Let's just.
Hey, I remember doing this for my Switch so it would download updates faster.
Oh.
I increased the amount of packages it receives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think you're supposed to do that.
I don't think so. No. You're also not supposed to increase.
Don't care.
You're also not supposed to increase the amount of RAM that Minecraft uses, but people do it all the time.
Well,
Ooh,
hold on.
what?
You live dangerously.
Wait.
Can we talk about Minecraft?
We can.
No.
Let me
my-
answer the reason why.
So, are you saying that you shouldn't set Minecraft to be the max VRAM possible?
Correct.
Why not?
Because if you blow up a bunch of dynamite, it might crash your stuff, dog.
So there's, and I don't have the article, and I don't think I can find it. But basically, you want to be very careful when you're telling Minecraft how much RAM it can use.
Because it'll suck it up like Chrome does.
Because it'll suck it up exactly like Chrome does. No, that's exactly it. Like it'll just say, oh, okay, I can use all of this. I will use all of this. Yeah, it's not like, oh, I can possibly use this if I need to use it. It says I will use all of this all of the time for everything. Yeah. So if you're trying to say you're trying to stream it or anything like that, you have to be very careful with how much you actually give it. Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say that I've never really played with like HD shaders or anything, so it's not like.
I mean, you kind of cheapen yourself out of the experience, in my opinion.
If you use HD shaders,
I don't know.
I think like water shaders are okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, because the water needs a little bit of.
Well, I mean, on top of that, they actually had that the water update a little while back that they added a bunch of aquatic life and coral and.
My children actually agree with
different
you.
Water biomes.
I really want to actually. I haven't played since the new patch, and I really want to get into it.
I would totally be down to play with you.
We should get a realm.
We should throw up an Introvert Hour realm or something like that. That'd be kind of dope.
Yeah.
There's the place I got my last server from. It was something ludicrous, like $2.99 a month.
Yeah, I remember you had that
realms
one.
are very inexpensive too. They're like $5 or less.
Well, I thought realms were like $8 or $9.
Oh no! They actually
dropped it.
They dropped it significantly.
Yeah.
Realms are so cheap.
The last server that I had was with Kyle Taylor.
That was a long time.
Like
that was in beta, bro.
I remember that.
I paid for the beta
server,
$20.
That was a trip.
That was the last time I played Minecraft.
Dude, it is. No, see, Minecraft is going through a bit of a renaissance right now. It's actually it's spiking hard. And
even being owned by Microsoft.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, there's like a resurgence because of like the people on Fortnite and shit
are just like, hey, Fortnite's dumb.
Go play Minecraft.
Go play Minecraft.
Yeah. That's like the meme on Reddit right now.
All 9-year-olds.
Minecraft is still the best game ever. Suck it, Fortnite.
And I've watched people play like some of the realm stuff, like because you can do like mini games and stuff. They have like integrated now, so you don't actually have to go to a server and play a mini game there. Like that stuff's pretty cool. Like I've played a couple, and they're just like some like capture the flag ones, some that are kind of like gun game. Like you level up as you kill and play, or you switch off. Like there's some cool stuff in there.
That and like there's still an incredibly active modder community.
Oh yeah.
Like it's insane.
Yeah, I love modded Minecraft.
So the point is you can pretty much do whatever you want. Kind of like Roblox.
Yeah.
I mean,
only good.
Yeah.
Well, there's something to be said about like Roblox platform and how it exists. Like it has its share of the market that's not even tied to Minecraft at all.
Right.
Like it's just a hub for a ton of mini games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and my kids logged on there and just took it, went out of control. They're like, oh, dude, there's so many different things I can do. You make a character and you just go wild and play whatever you want.
Yep, exactly. That's what I think is cool about Roblox.
Well, and there's like it's mostly a kid community.
Oh yeah.
Like straight
for
up.
sure.
Just like Minecraft.
So toxic.
No, I actually think that
I'm
the
kidding.
Minecraft community is maturing because it's been 10 years
Well, I mean,
now.
I am 30.
Yeah.
Here, if we're talking about that
true.
life, let's talk about freaking.
Thank you. Oh yeah, brush my shoulder.
The most popular thing coming out that I've seen is World of Warcraft Classic. It's getting close.
Oh, I can't
yeah.
wait.
Is that finally coming out? I feel like you guys
August
have been talking about
something?
that for like a year.
Dude,
Yeah, it's got a release date.
It's in beta.
Don't you have a phone?
No, yeah.
Sorry, throwback to BlizzCon 2018.
Don't you have
Did
a
you-
phone?
Don't you
have,
have
like,
phones?
a PTSD flashback. So
Yeah.
what? Okay, I'm
Man,
sorry.
oh my gosh, the best thing ever. I'm gonna see if I can find this tweet.
Holy! It launches
Are they
on my
gonna-
brother birthday.
Wow.
I'm gonna.
Wait,
I'm gonna get.
is this before or after E3? Are they going to like have a big just like reveal a playthrough on E3 or what?
I'm gonna buy my brother a WoW subscription for his birthday, and that's probably not funny for anybody but me. But he
What did you say?
absolutely hates. It releases on
See,
my brother's birthday.
My question is,
Yeah,
but he's
gonna be there.
But I'm gonna, yeah.
will this have the sticking potential that Minecraft, like, or I'm sorry, World of Warcraft Classic had back in the day? Though?
Here's the thing is you're gonna get everyone to come back and try it at least once, probably.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like we'll probably all go try it once.
How long are people going to stick around though? That's
I
my-
think what they can do is, which is so cheesy, but they'll probably do it, is just start re-releasing the same content.
Dude,
Oh yeah.
I was thinking about that too. Like,
They already talked about doing BC and Wrath of the Lich King. I mean, everybody loved those. They have to pretty much stop there because
Yeah. Nobody would want to after that.
did y'all read like the release article that came? I think it was an article that came with it. I can't remember, but it's like they were patching it to a certain point, but they were actually going to take it far enough back where they would slowly release patches and changes, but some core stuff will just remain constant. And it's almost like they were my interpretation was they were going to release content patches like with new like dungeon or raids bosses or whatever, like raids and everything in general, and just patch it throughout the lifestyle. And eventually, like, it was like a year or two plan afterwards, and then it's like they don't have anything planned. So it's like I wonder if that's what they're gonna do is
Just move into
BC.
They kind of mentioned it in an interview, like where they probably will, depending on the demand. I mean, think about it. Like,
Dude, tons of people.
they weren't planning on doing this until there's so many servers already running with Classic.
Yeah.
Weren't Wrath and like BC probably the two best mentions?
I jumped in on BC but I probably
That's when you played hardcore, right?
Yeah, that's when I was like 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about. Yeah, that's probably pretty close.
Yeah.
actually.
I was at your house for at least 6 hours of those days.
Yeah.
I probably didn't get that
I was
hardcore until Wrath of the Lich King. But yeah.
I was just like smoking weed, drinking. And
Whoa, you
playing.
can't say that on the internet.
I don't do
I'm
it
just
anymore.
kidding.
Not
Wait, or am I?
that was back when it was legal. No.
Yeah, back when it was legal.
Back when it was legal.
back in the 50s. But no, yeah.
Hey, the cop said if they pull you over, you have to take a breathalyzer. Don't get caught with that weed breath.
Don't
bro.
get caught with that weed breath.
I started playing a Burning Crusade though. I didn't start in Classic, so I'm excited to play Classic. This is new to me.
Yeah, no, same.
Plus,
I never played Classic.
If you've been watching any of these videos or like streams, I've kind of tuned in on a few people that I've watched before, and they've died. Like pro players have died like 50 times the level.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, leveling's
really
gonna
hard.
be hard again because I played.
That was a big deal.
I was
back
a
in
scrub in
Classic.
BC,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a
It
was a
complete
grind.
scrub, and I just remember playing and just getting overwhelmed by like trash.
Yeah.
And literally just having to run away from mobs versus just being able to feel like God mode and just run through the leveling experience like it was nothing. And I remember leveling in the starting zones taking effing forever.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with.
And then like also since I leveled on a PvP server,
Yep.
so you just constantly got ganked.
Get ripped.
Yeah. Like sometimes you just so like now there's guides like, oh, go to this zone and do this and level this way. You couldn't do that back then.
Oh, yeah.
You
because
couldn't make it there.
yeah, well, they couldn't make it there, and then not only that, but you get there, and then there's like some fucking undead mage sitting on top of like in Darkshore, just can blasting you with like what is it, ice stuff? I don't know.
Dead bolts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
kill you, dead bolts.
Yeah, and you're like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do? Like I spent 2 hours getting here. Like,
You know, I think that the opportunity to do Ragnaros, like back when he first got released, and just that big, was it like a 40-man raid?
Yeah.
Ragnarok. I mean, something along those lines. I thought that was like really cool.
Well, and the fact they even got, they don't even have 40-man raids anymore, right? It's just 25-man.
Are they gonna bring world bosses back?
I mean, I think they're gonna basically just copy.
Yeah.
Wait,
except for like little glitches, like which world boss?
Okay,
like the old one.
Well, yeah, there was like that one world boss that I mean, there was like this big troll where they lured into like one of the big alliance city and it just killed everybody.
Yeah. So Trent, world bosses are basically like high level into the raid bosses that would just wander around
like the
map.
Yeah. Like,
really?
You could just
like. You could be walking around in Goldshire and see one of these efforts.
Yeah, and I mean they typically didn't aggro low level players. Like you really had to actually aggro it, like physically aggro it. But yeah, and it dropped like crazy loot. So yeah, like guilds would.
It was like a raid that you could do just.
I remember
people
doing it in BC. I don't remember it in Classic.
And that's gone.
I don't remember. Well, I never played it in Classic.
Like there are bosses that fly around. Yeah. I don't know if they're like world bosses or
they're world bosses. Yeah.
Like I remember there were dragons
it still
at some
exists.
point. Yeah.
Well, okay, so it's different now. So like, you'll see like silver, whatever.
See, let me see if I can find the video.
Like bosses or elites, like those are really just high level elites. They're not like world bosses.
And they have world bosses now where you just queue up, you get put in a group, and you all kill it, and it takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's not fun.
That's the thing you're not going to have all the handicaps of what you have now, which is like, oh, I can phase in, do something instantly and phase out. I can queue up. I can instantly get a group, do something, get out.
Are rogues going to be OP again?
Probably.
And everything's server based again.
Okay.
Yeah. Which,
I think rogues.
Luckily, there's not going to be like a ton of servers, right?
It depends on the demand.
Yeah,
I believe.
that's true.
I mean, if everyone comes from what if everyone comes back?
Dude, what if everyone comes back and everyone fucking leaves the new game? Not saying that's gonna happen. Because obviously there's top tier raids.
Are they still charging $15 a month?
Probably, yeah. So wait, what if WoW Classic is the WoW killer
and it kills? Oh my gosh,
the irony.
That's hilarious.
What did it cost?
And then they release everything, and for some reason everyone forgets, and they just run through the whole game again.
Dude,
okay, so YouTube, World of Warcraft, Kazakh, and Stormwind.
Question. Before this starts,
how do you spell that?
How did dungeons work? Because ever since I played, I had that handy dandy dungeon finder.
Oh yeah, so you would
invite
just go,
a group.
Yeah, you go into.
I go to town and just type LFG.
Yeah,
LFG.
Yeah,
5 minutes, and then we would walk there.
Yep.
Well, somebody would have to walk there. 2 people would have to walk there.
You could still. When does summoning start?
Somewhere halfway.
There's
through
usually
WoW
a summoning stone.
So okay, so you would just go to the front of the dungeon, right?
Yeah. RFC.
And then get everyone that wants to go in. Y'all all go in at the same time. If it's, I'm assuming it's based on your party.
It's
so
still
you go into the party.
Yeah.
Techomancer saying summoning stones exist in beta.
They did exist. Okay, there you go.
It did happen. It started in BC, or is it?
Yeah, it says because it's 1.12.
Oh, because it's 1.12.
So you just go in and then you complete it. You walk out. You can just do it again. Or is there like a cooldown like it? Is there a cooldown like that whenever you're running solo raids where you have like a weekly cooldown?
Not on.
It depends on the raid, I think.
Well, on raids.
Well, if it's just a dungeon, like
dungeons, no. Raids, yes.
Nomerdin or whatever the early one is. Like if you're doing that one,
there's just not a cooldown on those.
Back in the day, you'd have to like everyone exit and then you have to like hit something to reset it. Right?
You did have to reset it. Okay. I don't remember how you reset it though. Yeah. I honestly don't.
That honestly, if you have a group like a solid people, randoms or whatever, that you just want to run it just to get the loot.
But here's a big thing that people forget is like freaking aggro is not what it is. Like, now like the tank can't hold aggro even off healers now because it's difficult.
Yeah.
Like even in a low level dungeon, you have to like let them get aggro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
crazy.
I think whenever I played, gosh, I'm trying to think whenever I first played seriously, I feel like it was much harder for people to hold aggro. Well, whenever I started playing, I think it was in Kata whenever I started playing, and then now it's like a tank can just run in and get it. Everything's so easy.
Yeah.
Well, and so I mean, I just remember back in Burning Crusade. Well, I tanked in Lich King, but I was healing in Burning Crusade. So either way, everybody had to have Omen Threat Meter. Like, you had to have it because you had to know who held
AAZZ.
You had to know who held like the total amount of threat.
Yeah.
And here's the thing now is when you're running through dungeons, like when I was playing, what's his newest expansion?
It should be that top one right there.
Stormwind.
Yeah.
I can't even remember
What
the
Yeah,
name.
that's it.
when we were playing it, right?
Yeah.
Look how old
And
this
I'd be
is.
tanking. I'd be just running through, grabbing it's the easiest thing to
You
grab
can
aggro.
mute, you can mute the audio. The audio.
It's Battle for Azeroth.
Battle for Azeroth.
Man, that's just sad. It's so
highest
forgettable.
Yeah, no, this is like a super.
Look
old
at this.
video.
Look at this 1080p
Oh yeah,
HD
Okay.
ultra crisp.
Well, see, this is.
Are we on our pixel art right now?
Well,
Yeah.
yes. So this is the
I
WoW
just can't-
Classic, guys.
I just can't wait for to walk around the old world.
Dude, I know. To remember
'Cause-
like what Orgrimmar used to look like.
Because I mean, I never played really seriously, but before it changed, like all the classic alliance zones.
Dude, he's murdering
Yeah,
everyone.
That's
no,
amazing.
so this
and
is-
this dude just got lured in.
This is one of those world bosses I was talking about, and
Just
he
lured him into
some
Stormwind.
people lured him into Stormwind, and the
He's
thing
just
is,
murdering everyone.
This guy has a special gimmick where every time he kills someone, he actually heals, like
Oh,
for
no.
X amount of health for that kill, and then on top of that, he also has a rage timer. So then he actually like just completely starts throwing out like super high level spells at everything in
like,
range.
Back in the day, this would break a server, right?
This
they would have
did
to
break it. They did have to.
They had to reset the boss,
Yes.
right?
Because there's
Golly.
that is amazing.
I love that.
And-
I love that
and
that was
see-
possible. you
Yeah,
know?
and
What-
I
the
thought
one
that was
guy-
super cool.
The one guy that like
Look at
contacts a Blizzard like customer service in game employee to help.
the game masters.
Yeah, like
Ooh,
what is
so
that
cool.
message? Can you fucking help me? And like,
Okay.
what seems to be the
Please
issue?
help.
Go to Stormwind and just look at what's happening.
We're all dying.
Like, what
Hey.
did that guy do? Just like screen
Okay,
cap
so-
and laugh his ass off?
Another similar thing to this. Look up
Oh,
corrupted
man.
blood plague, World of Warcraft.
Corrupted blood plague.
Yeah. So I guess the background behind this is that I don't know what boss it was, but if you you watch extra credits, see me too.
Extra credits is super dope.
No, this is our.
Corrupted. What is this dance? I love
Wait,
it.
I want to hear this sound. Can we
no, no.
start over? I want to hear this sound.
Oh my god, what is going on? Hello?
I don't know.
What is going on?
This is the best.
This is
Is
amazing.
this like a traditional meme?
Yes.
Is this like
I don't know.
going online?
Anyways.
God, that's so
World of
s-
Warcraft is a massively multiplayer.
Okay.
Okay,
so
you can mute it out.
mute it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So essentially, what happens is somebody goes into this raid, and there's something called gets corrupted blood plague, and it's supposed to
Deal
Wear
a
off.
ton of damage.
ton of damage,
and,
all nearby
enemies
people.
for-
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So if you get this, it will do an AOE damage around
Yeah,
you to
yeah.
all things that would be enemies. And so something happened. This person figured out either they did it. I forget if they did it on purpose or not, but they went to Orgrimmar and they still had this debuff on them. So
I'm
they
sure it was
spawn
an
in
accident.
Orgrimmar, have this debuff on them, and of course everyone starts just getting the blood plague. And it's just and so
It's like
everybody
spreading
and
AIDS or
it
something,
and it
dude.
just it killed everybody in Orgrimmar.
That's hilarious.
Everybody in Orgrimmar was
Huh.
dying because of the blood plague. And I just obviously and somebody was talking. I think they were talking about it in one of the videos I watched. It was like, what if they forget about this?
That'd be
Like-
great. I'd love that.
Yeah, and there's like little
Is he about
funny
to go to
things.
Orgrimmar?
I mean, that's
Yeah,
like
this is what happens.
that's like
This
a
is actually what
dynamic-
So
happens.
what actually happened?
So wait,
between
he's
them?
an alliance player.
Okay, it didn't
portals
even
into
show what
Orgrimmar.
happened.
I don't know, man. I think that
But does he not get hurt from the
games
plague?
like
It's
this
just AOE
are
to
really
everyone else.
lacking
It's-
in dynamic storytelling that can be done through events like this. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of times these MMOs are so safe that it's like, well,
Right.
I don't-
Definitely
I don't know.
now.
Now, I would say
Yeah.
I would say definitely now, but I feel like the lore in WoW is
Oh,
definitely
no.
there and strong enough.
He's
It's
spreading it
happening.
right now.
Oh yeah, he's
It's
spreading it.
happening.
He's spreading it in the
and
auction
everyone's
house.
just freaking out.
Like, remember when the auction house was a real thing, and you'd go to the
Yeah.
auction house?
Yeah.
now
Oh.
it's just like
it was like a central.
They almost
hub for
ruined their own
activity.
game by adding like cross realm, and I mean, you get a plus, but
They
you also
had to,
get
though.
negatives. Yeah, I guess.
I
But
don't
that's
know.
why I'm glad they're bringing this back, because it's like, everything that you used to hate but also love.
You know, I know it'd be really difficult for MMOs in general, just from a technical standpoint. But I'd like to see more MMO games where it's single server, sort of like
Oh,
uh,
dude. That would be like crazy.
I really think that the fact that like these events happen, but the fact that it's server specific is kind of like one of those things where it really dampens the impact events like this would have.
Yeah, but are there still 5 million people still playing this game?
That's the issue. That's the technical
you can't
issue.
have that many people on your screen, or you will crash.
Yeah.
Period.
Well,
and there's still a percentage of people like running on bad internet, bad computer, where like you get in a raid, it starts lagging and everything goes to crap.
I wonder how like Black Desert Online and stuff handles that stuff, because I think that's a pretty popular MMO overseas.
Is it single?
Steam.
Is it a single server over there, or is it just region specific?
It's just another like popular MMO that I've heard of, and I'm wondering how they handle that kind of stuff.
Like, I don't know if you've ever seen some people who play Fortnite tournaments when it gets down to. I watched one of my employees that did like one of those. He was in one of those like regional things or whatever, and so it got down to where there were still 35 people alive, but it was the last few minutes. Or the circle's getting small. It starts lagging out on an Xbox. It's like you're on an Xbox, you're out of luck because it's just gonna lag. And it was a newer Xbox too. It wasn't.
Console hardware is bad.
Yeah,
console hardware is really bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's old. It's very old. Most of it, anyway.
Yeah. Like
this is hilarious.
I mean, I think that the Switch is pretty good for what it.
Well, so the Switch isn't trying to be like cutting edge gaming experience. It's supposed to be like a fun gaming experience.
And I think Nintendo's done a really good job with where the market niche that they've really carved out for themselves.
And that's not to say that the games don't look great, because the games look effing amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But I think the newest PlayStation Pro and Xbox, I think it's the Xbox One X that came out.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's when they finally released hardware for it that made sense. And it was kind of current gen.
So,
but like the Xbox One when it came out was already like a few years dated.
No, I feel
have
like.
Y'all seen this?
No, what is this?
Oculus Quest.
This is
it an MMO?
I just got to use one today.
Oh,
and
for an Oculus Rift.
It's $400. Doesn't require a computer.
It's gonna be like that Google gaming thing, right?
And it's better.
Server side?
It's higher resolution than like any VR headset out there right now.
So does it come with some sort of like platform or box that it connects to, or is it all the hardware on like the headset?
Everything's in the headset.
That's insane.
That is insane.
You got remotes, you got headset. That's it. And it's the new Oculus. Let me see the.
Good job, guys.
I'm assuming there's two ways I'm assuming that this is accomplishing it, which one I don't think is the case, where it's actually storing this stuff on itself as a device and running it, which I don't think that's happening. I think it's connecting to the server side of Oculus and then
running it
it's
that way.
basically streaming to the headset, but all the actual
I feel like that would
processing is server side.
Well, because they had problems with the process.
Not have too much latency issues.
Yeah, because your eyes are so on top of it that if there's any latency at all, it'd be screwed.
Well, that's how. Is it Google that? Is that how Google's doing their new gaming platform?
See,
I can't remember. Tech, help me out, bro.
Yes,
I honestly need to look into this because the reason why the video driver or video like GPU units for running
it's a
VR
streaming service,
is you need to get that beefy GPU because they need that high refresh rate.
Well, so they are making their own platform of games. Like you can't just have any VR game right now because some are way more difficult to process, which they've already made. Everyone's already hacked it and gotten every game on there. And they tell some of them just don't work. But they have basically their own toned down version of every game that they're going to start uploading to their own marketplace.
Cool. That's really cool.
And it's all very regulated apparently. But Amos got one, so I was playing with it today.
Okay.
And I got to play
is that the Splat?
He has it with him.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I got to play their new Star Wars game. So I got to do some lightsaber battles. It was awesome, dude.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Fighting other men in the bathroom with your dinghy is not a...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They said it was VR.
They said it was VR.
I thought it was a VR,
Just because you're wearing sunglasses doesn't mean it's VR.
I was wondering why my lightsaber was so short compared to everyone else's.
But yeah, it was the crazy part is it so it's using it's picking up everything around it, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not using any sensors, because the other VR stuff, like you have to have a sensor set in your room.
Yeah.
This one, it's literally using cameras all around it. So it has a mode where it's augmented reality, but you're seeing what's the camera seeing. It's black and white.
That's cool.
But you can look around and see everyone wearing the headset. It's freaking creepy, dude. It was very weird.
That's cool.
Very weird.
I dig that.
You know what I'm just discovering is a thing?
What's that?
Augmented reality board game.
Honestly, it's an untapped market in my opinion.
Like, because I was playing around on my iPad and I just look at the games just to see if there's anything cool out, and like even on like the iPad, there's like it just projects like this like whole fantasy board and you're playing games. I'm like, why isn't there like
why aren't we funding this?
Yeah, like why isn't there like a good like Clash Royale type game?
I think that,
or like deck building game where you're just throwing down mobs at creatures battling each other.
Yeah.
That's actually like really good.
I think that we're getting there. We're there. We're like almost there.
Yeah. Like, cause that seems like so legit to me. Like, I don't necessarily like that it would have to be like headset based for something like that, but I could totally get behind having like a group of like four, like us all with our headsets on, and you just see this battlefield.
Yeah.
And we're just playing like a Risk type game, and everything's moving.
Even if it was kind of like Hearthstone.
Yeah,
it kind of be cool.
Yeah.
Like you have the actual card still, but you set it down and then it goes and like the character comes out.
I mean, what'd be nice about that is if you ran it with that, you'd probably have like a deck of cards that just has individualized QR codes on each one, so that way you can actually.
They have so many games like that already.
Exactly.
Set a
Tech
toy.
says like Yu-Gi-Oh works in the cartoon.
Yeah,
basically. Yeah.
We want real life Yu-Gi-Oh.
You give it another 10 years, and then Yu-Gi-Oh will be selling stuff.
You know
like
what?
that.
There's a book that I read when I was a kid.
The Hobbit.
No, it's called Virtual War.
Oh,
where there's these groups of kids that were like literally isolated from the rest of humanity, and all they did their entire lives was trained to fight in a virtual war.
That looks legit.
And
that looks hella legit. Sorry.
No, you're good. Like literally all they did their entire lives was train to fight in this virtual war. So basically they would play this virtual strategy game. And the whole purpose was to decide what country was in control of this last little bit of unpolluted land that existed. And so, like, essentially, it's dystopian in so many different ways. One, the entire world was polluted except for this one little nice place. And the way they fought the war was through this virtual game, because they all lived in these domes and they couldn't go outside the domes, because if they did, they would be just destroyed by the toxic atmosphere and everything. There were some explosions.
Is that explosions or guns?
It's
or
too far away to tell.
Well,
it sounded like
fireworks on Memorial Day.
Oh yes,
Is it Memorial Weekend?
Well, is it? Yeah, it is.
It might have been. I think it didn't sound like
this
gunshots.
is out in the boonies, so
I can't think of the last time I heard a gunshot was.
Well, gunshots are more like claps.
It would have been more poppy.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the consistency of how close they were together
probably
sounded like fireworks.
Yeah. So we had fireworks, not gunshots.
Yeah.
Nobody worry.
Gunshots.
If you had gunshot, there would have been two. It would have been bang, bang, and then that would have been it.
So
this is augmented. Look, this one's has a GoFundMe, I think.
Now,
yes,
I could definitely get behind this.
I think one of the big reasons, in my opinion, that we're not seeing wide adoption of this is the refresh rates are just like the technology's
wait.
not there yet.
Did he just like move his card out of the path of the fire? Like, look.
I think he's just showcasing like what you can do.
He's like, no, it doesn't count. It's on this side.
No, you didn't get me.
So I think how this would have to work is
we need better physical hardware first.
Yeah, better physical hardware.
This is pretty cool though.
So that is legit. So it looks kind of shaky, but that's still so cool.
That is really cool.
I think if it's all contained within a board and you have minimal interface on what you can actually do with it, like if you can just drop it on the board and pick its location, I think that would decrease some of the
I would
input.
kill to see augmented reality used for Dungeons and Dragons and other tabletop board games.
Yeah.
Like that would be super sick.
Have like Roll20, but with augmented reality.
And honestly, there's tons of useful stuff out there, but like the D&D tools that they have, I mean, at least what I've seen, like Roll20, super like primitive like interface and style.
There is definitely like room for someone to move in on the market.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a market there if you can put in the time and do it right.
I think the cool part about the Quest is people are gonna just take them to their friend's house and all play a game together.
That is true. The portability of it is probably its best.
And apparently the thing will last a couple hours of game time, which is kind of impressive. And I put it on. It's really comfortable. I mean, it worked great right away.
I wish like it's times like this where I wish holograms were actually a thing.
Holograms are a thing.
Like,
well, you just have to wear a headset.
Yeah, exactly.
Headset you want it without the headset?
Yeah.
Well, then you need to get the new eyes installed.
Yeah, I just get new hologram eyeballs.
Yeah, that's the new thing, I think. The hour is among us. It's Dead Ace, man.
Dead Ace.
I don't know. Hey, I don't know if y'all knew this, but yeah, he did. He moved to Utah.
Yeah. I was actually gonna ask if y'all heard from him.
Are you doing okay, man?
This is it.
Is Utah treating you okay?
I talked to him recently.
Oh my gosh! Can we talk about
Wait, Utah is where a lot of Mormons live, right?
Yeah, he's Mormon.
Right? Is it? Well, I was just wondering. Are you? Because you're outside of Salt Lake City. Because like one of my favorite movies happened in Salt Lake City. I don't know where you moved. He's not answering.
It's birth control.
What is this? How did you get here?
He's on Disney vacation.
Oh my gosh.
How to drop a bowling ball
Dead
on
Ace
your
says
foot.
that paintball jobs out there suck.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't want a fart contest.
I miss you.
Well, you should find a job working with, I don't know, what's in Utah? There are cows. There's cattle. You could probably be a cattle rancher.
You should be a cow
I don't know
service.
you should know anything about cows.
Dead Ace, start a cult.
Oh, so either that
Start a cult.
or just go into customer service.
Obviously, there's a lot of gullible people around there. Go into what?
I'll give you that one.
Thank you.
Nobody else noticed.
So where is he at? Where are you at in Utah?
Yeah, give us your address.
Yeah,
Put it in there real quick.
He can go reenact the SLC punk.
He can go visit Scott Johnson.
Scott Johnson.
Who is Scott Johnson?
Oh yeah, Scott Johnson,
From
guys.
Film Sack and Morning Stream, The Instance.
Oh.
He's just a podcaster guy.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
If anyone's out there in Utah and wants to give that Ace a premium paintball job only,
Dude,
or a premium job
only
period.
premium.
McDonald's and Uber. That sounds not fun. You should just sell your body for cash.
Yeah,
I agree.
Turns out the human body's worth about $40 million.
Oh, look at that.
shit.
If you hack it up into little peony pieces,
Yeah. No, like
I was
organ
thinking,
wise.
I was thinking he
Your
could just
harvestable organs are worth
sell
$40
sex
million.
on the corner, but you're actually saying harvest his organs.
How do
why is this
establish yourself as the popular girl at your first junior high school dance?
I don't think that's how that works.
Wait, what is that? What is that Lego meme? I don't think this is legal.
Did anyone get twerked on in high school?
Definitely not like that.
No.
Holy shit. I really need to, man. I need to watch the new Twilight Zone series, but I don't want to get their sub.
How to
just
be
to
a
watch
more
it.
subtle as a white supremacist?
What do you have to be sub to for it?
So I think it's CBS. Tech would know, but it's
What is it? Hold on, what are you looking at?
it's a new Twilight Zone rebooted series. But I think it's
Apparently
on.
I can't
It's,
spell
it's only
Twilight.
it's only on the CBS streaming app or
Yeah.
CBS itself.
It's on CBS All Access.
And it's like I think you can get away with doing like a free trial, but I don't want to use a free trial, watch one episode, get hooked, and then it's like great. Now I'm paying like $6, $7 a month or whatever for that too.
I hate when I get my silverware cramps.
Yeah, right. It's because she ate the fork and the spoon. If you just eat the spoon,
Then you're fine.
You're fine.
But if you eat both, you went too far.
No, you went too far.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the Tesla stock. Bad memories. It's fine.
Bad memories.
Yeah.
Is
lost some money.
Is Tesla dropping right now?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's bad.
You know what you should be investing right now is Litecoin. It's at 105.
What? Well, that means if
Did
I
you just
invest in it
dab?
now
Go
and
home.
it
You
drops
just
down.
go
just
home.
dabbed, man.
I'm sorry.
Actually, is Litecoin traded like Bitcoin is on
It's
the
on
New York Stock Exchange?
No, it's
one
not
knows
on
what
the
to have
stock
a-
exchange. It might be on your market though, because GDAX it does currency and crypto right now. And on top of that, they specifically they're doing Litecoin. Well,
So-
I'm trading Litecoin.
I unintentionally watched an episode of Future Man. Have y'all seen that show yet?
Future man.
Yes. It's fucking funny.
It's got to be like huge actors in this show. Like the cast is amazing.
Yeah, they are.
The
They're really
cast
good.
is filled with like
Is
super
this
renowned,
the
popular people.
Is
Oh,
this
this
the
is the
sequel
dude
to Past
from,
Man?
This is the dude from.
There was a Past Man.
I don't know. Is it the sequel to Past Man?
No, but you see like
He's from that one
within
movie.
like Hunger Games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Season.
I would say watch the first episode.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super cheesy. Super cheesy.
So
but
season
it
2
is
is starting?
hilarious.
I need to watch
What's
season 2.
the premise?
Basically, this guy completes this video game, and turns out the whole thing was a simulation to see who would be able to save the world. I mean, it's in the description. People are gonna come get him so he can go fight the good fight.
Yeah, and they go
He
through
accidentally ejaculates on somebody within like 10 minutes of the show starting. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
hilarious.
Because
Oh my God.
he finishes
He finishes what?
so he finishes in more than one way.
Trent, I like you're like, dude, this guy ejaculates on someone within like the 10 minutes of episode 1.
He's
This
right.
is my shit right here.
That is my kind of
Watching
show.
the rest of this show.
Honest.
it was just funny because the
Usu-
girl in the room was so
usually
nonchalant.
that's when
and just
usually
like clean
that's when he
yourself up.
stops
and-
watching.
Yeah, usually I just fast forward to that part, right? You guys are gross.
We're adults.
Gross.
One nut is
man.
worth $25,000. Is he
I don't
talking
think-
about actual nuts?
No, he put that in there a long time ago. So,
So this is before. This is irrelevant
This is-
to what we were
well,
talking
now
about.
it's relevant.
That's some pretty.
Yeah.
Oh well,
I don't know. That's enough to get like a college education. So then you can actually
that's
get a good,
not even close to
Appar-
enough
so,
to get a college
there's
education.
It'll get you a
actually-
semester. There
Maybe
you
a
go.
semester.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of. Yeah, that's one semester.
Yeah.
No, it is one semester. Yeah,
Yeah, it's about right.
So
it depends where you go.
it's all right. Black China just got into Harvard.
So
Wait, what?
there is a sugar daddy dating app.
What?
Yeah, there's a lot of
And
those. Anyway, go on.
So UNT, there's one specifically for like colleges and everything. UNT has the most female users of that app with successful
No
sugar
way.
daddies. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, what?
That
college does?
explains everything.
It's a sugar daddy app, so you get on there and
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
you
yeah. No, I got
basically
that.
date them
Much.
in exchange for money or whatever. And UNT's like apparently it has the most prevalent like rates of women doing it, and then guys
Being
funding their.
Yep.
funding their
education.
college.
Yep.
Is it because it's not as expensive as other schools? Like,
Dude,
or is it-
UNT is just as expensive.
I actually think
Oh.
that it has more to do with the local Denton culture than
Yeah.
anything else.
I
the
can see
what
that.
culture?
The
Whoa.
local Denton
We gotta think
culture.
because
Maybe.
DFW is right down the road.
Yeah.
It's basically Austin 2.0.
It is.
So all of the artsy fartsy people are going
and
there.
I'm not ragging on the culture at all. It's just it's very like open,
Liberal.
very liberal.
Yeah.
It's very like
That's hold on. So that's a sugar daddy
It's
culture.
very sexually progressive. Like
Yeah,
to
that's-
I thought
be
it'd be-
completely clear and blunt about it, Denton is
So
sexually
wouldn't
progressive.
it be more progressive just like do it on your own or no?
So it's like a
Well, no, it's you're trading time and companionship for
Yeah.
college tuition.
Can I
it's
trade
not
that?
necessarily
Yes.
sexual.
Ooh.
And this is okay.
It's-
This is what I
it-
don't get. So this, and I want to talk
He's
about
right.
this 'cause
It's
I
not
don't
always
get this.
sexual,
It's not always sexual.
but it is
It-
a lot of the time.
I mean, it
saw that
can be.
Netflix. I saw that Netflix
But so
documentary.
this
I
isn't-
think it's always sexual.
Well, here's the thing though. Like, I don't. It's still, even if it was sexual, right?
okay.
And maybe I'm just the kind of person I am, and so I don't think I would get the same sort of like. I guess I can kind of understand prostitution. I still don't get why people are too interested in that either. But like the fact that you're paying someone to love you, because that's what this whole the thing is about, or at least the semblance of love.
Right.
Like, you understand that you're paying them So how is it that in your mind you're rationalizing that this person is doing this? Like, what? I don't understand the mentality.
I think you're trying to understand it. That's the problem, because you're not going to be able to understand it.
Just because I don't think I'd ever do
by
it.
being on the outside of it, there's
Right.
like
You're not on the inside. It's not like you can't.
I mean,
I think at that point you're at a certain point of desperation where
I see.
Yeah, I can see that.
I've actually read articles from some of these guys who are on that side of things, and a lot of it's just like, yo, I spend 7 days a week working. Like I'm always traveling. I've never had an opportunity to sit down and actually court someone. So this is kind of like my caveat.
And less.
Well, like, and it's along the lines of like
some people can't.
Or some people are just straight up workaholics.
What if you're super driven and you don't want a relationship, and that's that's your thing.
That's you.
Some people
get Tinder.
Yeah. Well,
they're bad at Tinder.
So
I guess that's a good point.
I mean,
Tinder's also a little bit different because you have to
try a little bit.
You have to try to find the person.
Right.
And then also, Tinder's also pretty like prevalent on you actually being in like one specific location over prolonged periods of time.
Oh, right.
I watched a friend just hit like 50 times. Just
the
number game. The numbers game.
This guy I work with, he was on Tinder for a while, and I think we were at a bar and I just grabbed his phone. I mega swiped for at least 20 minutes. Just every girl.
I was like,
just,
dude, I'm pretty sure
now he's married.
Pretty sure that was
a
guy.
solid relationship now. So
there you go.
We're one of those.
I don't think it was one of those.
No Tinder dates.
Well, so
I mean, there's no way of knowing.
I don't
Hold on.
know. You could ask him.
So you told me you were listening to JRE recently, or remember you told me you had a bunch of different subjects. That's one they hit sometimes of prostitution.
Yeah,
because they're like, well, you should legalize it. Because look, think about all the kids that shot up schools.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I don't.
These connections. How are we drawing this
I don't
connection
see
from
the
legal
correlation here.
prostitution
Think about that.
school shootings?
I'm with
soak
Jacob
it
on
in,
this
man.
one.
Find the connection.
Look.
You're saying that instead of going to the school, they would just go pay a woman to have sex.
I'm just saying, empty balls make safe school halls.
So
wow.
No,
you can put that on a poster.
I will say that
you can put that on a poster.
I haven't researched it much, but I actually do believe that America is one of the only countries where you can't just go to a massage parlor and get a hand job and it's not a big deal.
You can in Vegas.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
No,
but that's, and I hate Vegas because
prostitution's illegal in Vegas.
Yeah.
Illegal in Vegas.
Well, it's
legal in the state of Nevada,
but I just hate that there's just one state where it's like, hey man, you just go wild, go nuts,
literally,
and just go do whatever you want.
Boom.
See, look,
okay,
it's not for us necessarily because we're either looking for or in a committed relationship or whatever.
Well,
but if if there was if we weren't born as beautiful as we are, which we're all beautiful human beings.
This is true.
We're all white privileged males.
This is
disgusting. Listen, if we weren't born this way, what if we were just like, a disgusting looking dude, but if you can go pay for love for 5 minutes and it makes you, feel okay, then that's okay.
If you regulate it and stuff.
Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. And again, like, to me, again, I think it should be completely legal. I don't have a problem with its illegality.
Make it a little safer.
But I think it's a deeper cultural problem. Like,
I think a problem. Sex ain't. That's the problem.
Not the sex industry. Not
sex
prostitution.
Is a problem.
Not prostitution. Really, what I'm focusing on is the whole baby daddy thing. Like, I think that is a deeper issue. Prostitution,
about sugar daddy,
like sugar daddy, whatever.
That's not a problem either.
I don't know. I think that there's no issue there personally.
I don't know.
It's weird.
It's weird,
but
it's taboo. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
this idea of polygamy makes people uncomfortable, and that's what it is.
I'm fine with polygamy though.
That's what it is.
So I guess maybe I just haven't wrapped my head around it, and I just have to think about it.
There are hundreds and hundreds of swingers clubs right outside our front door.
Yeah,
right, that house right there.
Probably that house.
That house. Specifically that house.
I have on good authority to say that the enemy is in Flower Mound or Coppell.
What? I eat there all the time.
It's either Tuesday or Thursday after.
Like a swingers meetup.
Yeah.
How good authority do you know?
One of our close friends actually would go there all the time. And I think he had a conversation with one of those people because they thought they were part of the group.
Oh, so he was just there, not
Oh.
aware that it was that
happening
sort
or
of
anything along
thing.
those lines.
You know,
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
He doesn't live in this area
I think
anymore. That pretty much narrows it down.
Yeah, it does.
I think old rich people who are kind of like in their relationship as a not necessarily they love each other, as in like they're in it because it's a good mutual agreement.
Okay.
That's kind of where you find those people.
You could definitely still love each other, but just like to be fulfilled in other stuff, like other ways.
Yeah, fulfilled in
Relationships.
Jeremy or Tyrone.
It's complicated.
Honestly, if it's not something you're into, you're never gonna understand it.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Unless you're into it, just like that sugar daddy thing. Unless you're just in that mindset where you're doing it,
Yeah.
you're never gonna understand.
But also,
it.
if we're in the like mindset of we don't care what people do.
Yeah, we shouldn't. You want to stop illegal drugs from going crazy and killing people? Make all drugs legal.
Right.
Well, yeah, and like I said, I'm not against it like in a way that I want it to be illegal because there's a lot of things that
I would rather prostitution be very regulated.
Yeah,
and,
you want to stop human trafficking,
So
you just make prostitution legal.
Yeah.
and you stop like the spread of disease.
Yeah, and you
know?
regulate that shit.
That's the other part, and you might
require
stop
checkups and-
people from knocking up a bunch of women and leaving. you
Yeah,
know,
well,
or,
I should
you
take
know,
it back.
causing
fun
or
plan-
Making
Planned
prostitution
Parenthood.
legal would not stop human trafficking, but I think it would help.
Well, no. And again, like,
Maybe.
it's the same thing with drugs is making all drugs legal or at least deregulating or sorry, not deregulating, but decriminalizing drugs is not necessarily going to take away the illegal drug trade, but it is
would
going to
stop the
reduce it
shit from Mexico
significantly.
coming in.
Yeah.
It would effectively kill the cartel
Yeah.
having influence on
Well,
us.
Not, yeah, I would say that, but I mean, they would shift to something else, which is fine. But the
But
problem is that we know for a fact that they're doing this because it's an easy dollar.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we're taking away their easy access to money, and once we do that, we're going to reduce their cash
I feel
flow
like
and hurt them.
if
So.
we wanted to go raid Mexico and get rid of the cartel, we could have easily done that already.
Here's the thing.
we don't want to do
we
that.
do it in
though.
Afghanistan.
Okay,
Like, why would we do it
We
in
don't live
Afghanistan
next-
and
we
not
don't
do
live
it
next-
right next
we don't
door?
live next to him.
Here's the thing.
You
Here's
know
the
who
thing.
did that? Hitler did that,
Hitler
man.
did that. Okay, here's the thing about the cartel in Mexico and everything. Look, in the last 10 years, the Mexican economy has been on the rise. Typically, when you have a booming economy, and they're moving in the way of decriminalizing marijuana, by the way. They've already legalized it for certain medical uses, so they're on the way to decriminalization in their own country. So they have already taken the steps that we are unwilling to do, and their economy is on the rise, which is usually a killer to organized crime. Organized crime thrives in struggling economies
because you have able bodies.
Yeah,
Like,
able
that's-
bodies.
Yeah.
And not only that is that you have a government you have government employees that aren't getting paid very well who are eager to take cash bribes.
Yeah.
And the thing is that as their economy is on the rise, they're doing a lot to try to combat, and especially with the new administration they're trying to put in. Yes, there was this awful election season where they had hundreds of people killed by the cartels running for public office. You didn't see people backing down. You actually saw communities and people standing up to the cartel saying, you know what, screw you. We're still running. I know that 100 of my colleagues may have just died because of your fear tactics.
Yeah.
We're still standing up to you.
See,
you can't kill all of us.
That's awesome.
Why are we not helping with that?
Because we're fucking
can't.
ricists.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
we're
that's
racist.
Horrible.
Because
It's horrible to think that we'll do that in the
Um,
Middle East because there's oil or opiates. Like,
And-
I mean,
we have money to
I'll
gain.
just throw
but
out
not
that
in
and
Mexico.
Going to do that in Mexico is not going to gain us any money.
it's-
right.
Still,
We're not.
That's our border.
Exactly. You know, and that I think that's a good point.
I think that the big like embodiment of that is our good old President Orange.
yeah.
Right, like,
you know, it
he-
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but
Yeah.
no, not just him.
Well,
you could
not-
blame everyone before him.
Not just him,
You
but
could blame everyone before him, except for what the last time we raided Mexico would be.
I mean, no, I just want to say on the whole, like the
18th
racism comment,
something, yeah.
because like I guess President Trump still got into office, and a lot of that was like build the border wall, build a border wall, build a
Yeah.
border wall, and
True.
there's a lot of
Well-
people that voted for him on that. And
Well,
it's like, well,
and if you lived in a border state or a border city where maybe that's a problem for you,
Right.
you might go, oh, maybe there is something going on here.
And,
right.
And here's the thing also is that there's all this fear mongering around and behind let's build a border wall. The fact is that illegal immigration has actually been on decline for the last 10 years. Again, because of the rise in the Mexican economy. As their economy grows, they need fewer and fewer people find the need to move to the U.S. illegally. In fact, they find legal routes if they want to because they have the money to do so. So why is it that we want to spend so much money on a border wall, money that we could be using to help the Mexican economy in whatever way we can?
Like we do with every other country in the entire world.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. We stick our head in every other little country.
But we won't help our borders.
So,
like our neighbors to the south.
I think everyone knows the wall won't work, but it's literally just something you can see. Yeah. And so if you're just a scared racist person that just doesn't want your family to get molested by these sort of angry people,
it's a psychological thing.
It's a psychological thing because there's a barrier there.
And it's like if you said it during your whole campaign, it's like, oh, you have to do it now.
And that's the thing. Like there's a whole science behind someone just repeating something to you over and over and sounding like they know what they're talking about.
Right. So I saw a tweet that somebody put out that was like a picture of them on the Great Wall of China, and it says tell me walls don't work, and then somebody with the Genghis Khan Twitter was like, you might want to check.
Yep.
Just went around that shit.
I mean, that's honestly that's a perfect example.
Well, that's just ignorance of history. Yep. I mean, even in the 14th century, a stone wall couldn't keep people who didn't have guns. Or I mean, they had rudimentary
archers. They didn't have munitions. They didn't have munitions. They didn't have planes.
China had munitions.
Helicopters.
China had munitions.
Isn't it also more prevalent now for the people trying to do the most messed up shit, just digging tunnels?
Yeah. Well, actually, turns out that most quote unquote illegal immigration is just people coming over and overstaying their visas.
Yeah,
that's like 90% of illegal immigration. Yeah,
but there's caravans.
Yeah, but the caravans. I met somebody who came over with a caravan. It does work. You can get across. Yeah, I mean you can get across the border. Don't get me wrong. It is possible. But I talked to that guy. It's not fucking easy. It's not a walk in the park. These people aren't doing it because I don't know how to put this, but they're not doing it because it's fun or they're doing it out of desperation. They're doing it because they have no other option. This isn't them. These aren't, honestly, most of them, and he was talking about it, most of them are not criminals. They're kids.
No. They're going to come over here. They're going to come over here and work their ass off. Yeah. That's the problem. And you're going to look at India. You're going to look at China. People that work their ass off far greater than we do. Yeah. And that's kind of the scare. Like, you almost a little bit scared of the work effort. You know, the amount of work that they can bring. You're like, oh golly, man, if they had the advantages that we did.
It's almost tragic. Like if you actually think about putting yourself in their shoes at all, like they're leaving literally everything behind to live illegally in a country that they
doesn't want them.
Exactly, and they're going to continue working their asses off, finding work where they can.
Well, and on that, I think the biggest point, and you can jump off this, is the biggest point is that they are sending money back, and that a lot of people have a problem with that.
Yeah, and if you're not paying taxes,
just bring the whole family over.
But
bring the
on the not paying taxes thing. Well, what taxes are they not paying?
Like
we don't have
getting paid.
We don't have income taxes in Texas.
Right.
It would be federal income.
Federal
income tax. Yeah.
And you pay Social Security and stuff.
So that. They're never going to receive. They're never going to receive a Social Security check. So what does that matter?
Well, neither am I. Maybe
the issue is though, if there's
they don't own property. If they do own property, they are paying property tax.
You have one person that's doing a job, right?
Right.
What if there is someone that is a legal citizen that would like that job but isn't getting the business that they need to do the job because that other person has that market tapped? Now, I'm not saying that like they took my job is like a huge thing, but I'm saying that like that's a case to make, like
saying that illegal immigrants are taking up a section of the workforce that could be occupied by legal workers.
Well, if you're going on a technical basis, like, well, they're never receiving Social Security, so why shouldn't they pay it? Well, they're also taking a job that could go to someone else that does need it.
I agree.
Honestly,
completely.
I think like these jobs that people are
complaining that their illegal immigrants are getting.
That they're doing, I think there should be honestly a reform on how we fill those jobs. You should literally do like prison reform stuff, like where programs where you can go do labor like that and do that.
Yeah.
You take homeless people and have them do those type of jobs so they can actually start earning a living.
I agree, and I agree that I think the issue is a lot deeper than. But I think like I said, I think the issue is a lot deeper than there are just illegal immigrants taking jobs. I know that's not your point. But and I see where that's coming from. But
and
I think,
also like using Medicare stuff.
Well, yeah, and I think ultimately what that comes down to is it's that. Well, I think the big thing is you have employers that are willing to employ illegal immigrants.
Yeah, and that's the problem too.
We don't crack down on them.
Yeah,
we crack down on
people,
the immigrants. Right. It's like and here's just a one-to-one comparison. That's like arresting the drug user and then letting the drug dealer go free. Right. That's exactly what this is like. I mean, there's no other better comparison.
We still kind of do that.
Yeah.
Huh? We still kind of do that.
Well, yeah.
I mean, if you want to make, if every company in America has to make more money each quarter, then there you go. Yeah. You're going to have the cheapest labor, period. And if not, you're going to ship your jobs off to wherever you can anyway. So you're going to ship it off to the Middle East, Mexico, somewhere else. You're going to do nothing but have a home base in America.
Yeah.
The whole system's like really messed up right now. Like I think the first thing that needs to get fixed is just how medical stuff, insurance, everything works. Like,
Preach.
Gosh.
Well,
we need a single payer system.
We've tried to fix that a few times. We talked about that a few times.
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
Yeah.
Like just how, like honestly, first thing, like prescription meds need to stop costing so much effing money.
I think the only place where we find money to fix that would be take it away from our military.
So every article I've read said it's already would be pretty much covered now.
Yeah.
We just have to switch over to doing it, and it's actually we're costing and wasting more money doing it the way we are.
And I think I think I've heard the argument that like, well, the healthcare industry employs X number of people, and if you go to a single payer system, you're going to lose all these jobs. But then again, I mean, if you look at any business, is that a smart business move? We should keep paying these people, and these are capitalist people who believe in capitalism, saying in Congress, well, if we do this, then all these people are going to lose their jobs. But if you're running a business, is it smart to just dump money onto people that aren't productive or systems that aren't productive?
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, I understand that there need to be a huge reform, and there will be a gap there.
And I don't think that's going to... Sorry.
Oh, no, you're cool. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't think that's going to always be the case. I got really pissed off last week and decided I wanted to move to Canada.
Jeez, that's a huge, horrible graph.
I started reading about how
graph, guys.
Eisenhower
if you just trim from the military budget just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So I guess in Canada, if anyone from Canada is listening, which I doubt it, but you have what's covered by the government, which is like your procedures, visits, and everything like that. But medication is actually something you have to get through your employer, and you have to pay like a separate thing for it.
Oh, but Canadian healthcare is horrible. Haven't you heard the horror stories about Canadian healthcare?
I actually have directly from Canadians.
So I have too. Like, I've heard it about like older people have to have their case put in front of a board, and they basically make a decision. But
I've had a few friends from Canada that I actually played WoW with.
So
and they said they sat for weeks with broken limbs.
Yeah.
So, and
I mean, I don't know.
I've read stuff like that, but I've also read on the flip side, it's like if you know where you're going, you know where to go, you can get it treated and stuff. But some stuff does take longer. But honestly, shit takes just as long here to get fixed unless you go to the emergency room.
And then you're going to get charged for something that you can't afford.
Yeah.
I mean,
even after your overpriced insurance pays for it.
Yeah.
Then you'll still get a bill. And you go, huh? What about the insurance? Oh, they paid for 90% of it, but it still costs this
What
much?
is it, like something around $10,000 to have a child?
Guess what, guys? Ignore it until you finally talk them down to $5.
And then pay it off.
That's how it is.
That's how you have to do it. Trust me, I've had multiple kids. Talk them down to $5.
This chart is really alarming. If only because science is 5% of our military budget, and then education is like a little over 10% of our military budget.
Yeah,
guys.
Don't focus too much on the numbers though.
Just focus on how shitty the pie chart is.
Look, it's a shitty pie chart, and look, it's sad because I've got a lot of friends in the military, but listen, that's ridiculous.
No, what's insane for me is that those two things have huge long-term effects.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
Like,
what
those are
makes
one of-
money?
Yes.
Killing people.
Those are one of those things that like you need to plant the seeds today, so that way your country is well educated
Yeah.
and well prepared for a highly technical future. This is not preparing for that future.
No.
This is blowing up today.
We
Like, this-
bottleneck tech on purpose because of capitalism. We
Yeah.
don't want tech to.
Oh,
so
yeah.
The capitalist.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The capitalist wants the iPhone model to release every 6 months with a new, better one that you have to have.
Yeah.
And they don't want you to pump something out that's going to change the game.
Yep.
And in fact, they want you to make it to where it changes the game, and now you have to buy an entire new set of headphones or an
Yeah.
entire new charger thing.
Well, the problem with capitalism is, again, like I said earlier, and that's why, look, go back to Tesla. If you listen to anything that Elon Musk has ever said, he says, I don't care about making money each
Yeah.
quarter.
No,
I don't
and
care about making a profit each
I want to
quarter.
make something like
I want to make
happen.
something good, and I'll make something
And
great
that's
and
what-
sell that
and
great
that-
product.
and that is why I'll continue putting money into his companies.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's not about
Yeah,
like,
we need self-driving cars
Yeah.
too.
yeah.
But honestly, you know what? You know why people are going to prevent that? Because what are you going to do with all these people that stop dying in car crashes?
Right.
I think that's a
That's a real thing.
I think that's a
Yeah.
net
You don't,
good.
like no one knows what
personally.
to do with
you
them.
know, a lot of people are looking at population growth and
Yeah.
going, well, we need a lot of people to die.
I
I mean,
like
that's a real
I
thing.
know, like seeing people talk on Reddit, it's
Fund
like one thing,
Planned
but the amount
Parenthood.
of people that I've seen seriously buy into the idea that you need people to just die of random
I-
stuff, and
I
car crashes is one of those.
I've got like
it's a huge
both
number.
sides of that coin. And the first is that like yes, Thanos snap, and I understand why. But the other side of that coin is that population growth will come to a steady decrease.
Yeah, people will stop having kids on their own.
Yeah,
Well, I believe it has to do with the education level of females. At a certain point,
Both.
will always have a certain amount of.
And-
I think that
Because
Yeah,
it's the chance of you having your kids take care of you, so you
Well-
like guarantee you have
well,
somewhere to stay.
it reduces the amount of children you have.
Well, yeah, and then on top of that, like I think that also, dude, as opposed to abstinence education, actually have like,
Dude,
fun,
good
Planned
blunt, man.
Parenthood. Look,
yeah,
thing is, I think across the board, and the problem is that nobody can come to agreement on this, but Planned Parenthood reduces the number of abortions.
it does.
Legalizing abortion reduces the number of abortions. It increases the number of legal abortions that take place, but it reduces the overall number of abortions. And like the statistics are there. Like they're there. You can look at them
Yeah,
and see them.
The problem is that one bad company or one bad person or one bad branch does something wrong, and now everyone just assumes that's what's going on at
Right.
Planned
Well,
Parenthood.
that's
Like
the-
they
'cause,
assume,
you just
like,
highlight
there's-
the education.
yeah. Well, you got to think like these people voted Trump in, and now they think Planned Parenthood is
It's an abortion factory.
an abortion factory. And not only that, but they're harvesting the organs from the fetus and selling
And-
it to China.
Planned Parenthood doesn't perform abortions.
Okay,
Period.
I
I
mean
thought
that,
they did-
that
I
last
thought they
statement.
did
They
in some-
refer you to a doctor who can perform
Yeah.
an abortion.
And
They do not perform abortions at Planned
Like,
Parenthood.
I just want to highlight that last statement you made of like they think that the fetuses are
Dude,
being
that's actually a real
harvested
fucking
and
thing.
sold to China. Did they realize how ridiculous that sounds?
Dude, that's actually a real fucking thing.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Hospitals in Dallas got caught killing people because they were organ donors and then selling their organs.
I heard about that.
I did hear about that.
Like, that shit really
Dude,
happens,
it's
bro.
fun. That's literally the whole reason I've never been an organ
Dude,
donor.
Like, so
Which
I,
is
I
horrible
never,
because
I
I've
never
thought of that.
encourage people to listen to Alex Jones, but you should listen to his second interview with Joe Rogan and just hear like it's 90% batshit crazy person.
But unfortunately, a percentage of what he says is correct,
there's like a 10% of his fucked up theories that are actually true.
which is unfortunate because
and it's this
Yeah.
baby harvesting thing. It's the people forcing organ donors to die so they could sell their shit. It's real.
yeah.
It's
I mean,
it's effing real.
if you look at it, a certain person with a certain amount of money, I mean, they could probably make anything happen.
And you wonder, and like they also talk pretty in depth about people that are in power that are stupid and sound like they know what they're talking about and talk really fast and get really loud and angry, and you assume you don't have to fact check them because of how confident they are and how good
Right.
they are at speaking. It's like that's how you get stupid people to vote for people like Trump. Or that's how you get even reasonable people to do it because this person's a
He
good
just sounds
speaker
like he's good.
and he's just beating in your brain like a wall. Hillary bad,
The most
liberals are
confidence.
taking over.
Yeah.
China.
Stop Mexico. Stop China. Stop China.
China.
Send them back. The wall. And that's
Well,
like,
He's grabbing
and
life
people
by
are
the
already
pussy.
people
Yeah.
are fucking afraid in America.
Well, and I think too, and it really comes down to like this sort of synthesis, like just good marketing strategies. I mean, if you look at, I mean, you have to look at Trump if you look at Trump in the right light, he's a success story.
Right.
yeah.
And I don't mean that he's a success story for America. He's a success story for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He is a man. He is literally a walking catchphrase.
Yep.
Everything he does is to come up with the next catchphrase. You're fired. That was like the big thing that
during
started
the
him.
Apprentice.
Now
Yeah.
it's build the wall. Who will pay for it? Mexico. It's these things that he gets people.
and he's training them.
He's training people.
He's-
Yeah.
Very good at these political arguments.
And I hate
Yeah.
to say that it's at this point in time, you kind of have to hope that the elitist Washington steps in and does something. Because, everybody, I hate elitism, believe me. But at the same time, he's finally on the bad side of elitists.
I don't
And
think so.
I think so.
Everyone in the Senate's basically on his side.
No, if you read the last few things.
I really want to know.
I
what he
really,
does.
I really stopped following it because it just makes my brain hurt. Because it's just a
They're-
bunch of people throwing red flags and nothing happening.
They're starting to kind of turn on him in a little bit, and certain Republicans are starting to look like they might be up for an
Is
impeachment.
it because of him bypassing Congress and selling arms to Saudi?
No, they don't care about that.
They should.
No,
What do you mean? We've always supported Saudi Arabia.
no, it's really when they started digging into the Mueller report. Like that is nowhere near over. He has said that it's over, and so most of
he said-
America believes him.
He said it's over in the report too, but yeah.
Well, Mueller said because he's done with his investigation. He's
Well,
done all
no.
he can do.
I thought you meant like because in the report he said his presidency was over, but he was
yeah.
mainly referring to he's not going to be able to get anything accomplished because that's everything everyone's going to focus on is this report.
I just want
something
to.
like
I just
that.
want to know what this man's gonna do after his presidency.
Dude, he's already there's multiple states investigating him and charging him with shit. So
Yeah,
exactly.
he gets done. He can't pardon himself.
Yeah.
No, he just resigned. Get pardoned by.
I mean, he
Former?
might get pardoned by the next president as like
Just a
as like
Thanks,
a
dog.
Good
thanks, yeah, like a good faith, goodwill sort of gesture.
look,
But that can get
I'm-
overturned by like the Supreme Court. I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
look, they've been trying very hard though to get him, and they haven't got him yet.
I don't think they've been trying very hard at all.
What? Since
No.
they got in, they've
They
been
were
trying
just-
very hard. What are you talking about?
Trump has really good lawyers. And,
Well,
and,
yeah.
honestly, that's what it comes down to is that they've
They could lawyer battle till the end of time,
and that's what they've
dude.
done is
You know?
they've stalled at every point, and so that's the only reason this has taken as long as it has is that they just continue to stall.
I actually talked to a lawyer about he was a defense lawyer and he defended homicide cases and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him, how do you separate, knowing the fact that your defendant is guilty
Yeah,
and the fact that you got to get him off. And he's like, well, every time I go walk into that courtroom, I tell myself, it's not about who did it or not. It's not about whether or not he's guilty or not. It's about whether or not it can be proven in the court of law.
right.
And that's just it.
I don't know how those people sleep at night.
I don't think he does. I think
mean,
the size of his bags were
Now,
huge.
to me, I just hear that kind of talk. I'm like, man, you're literally you're selling whatever piece of your soul you have that's actually yours still. You're just giving it away.
That's like when you talk to the financial people that add random fees and just make up things
So,
and charge.
This is
people
different
things.
though. This is like
No, but it's
affluenza.
yeah.
This is people that have done fucked up shit, and
Yeah.
just because you can't prove it, but they all
Right.
know it was them,
Yeah,
they're gonna walk free.
and
Yeah.
they'll sit there and deny it their whole life.
Well,
you know?
and there's also a difference between a defense attorney and a court-appointed attorney.
Yeah,
So I
court
think-
reporter attorney's not gonna really probably try that hard.
Well, and that's sad too, is because we convict innocent people constantly because they can't afford an actual defense attorney. They get a court-appointed attorney
Right.
who has 3 times the caseload of any defense
And
attorney
on top, minimal experience because
with minimal experience because
Yeah.
nobody. Yeah,
Well, it's messed up on the prosecutor side because most of the time, regardless of the situation, the prosecutor is always going to push for the maximum sentence of everything. Because that's what looks good on paper is
Right.
the more punishment you can get for that person, regardless
Yeah.
if it was just a freak incident.
well,
they're gonna push for the max.
So and here's a little kind of horrible thing about our justice system, and I will say this is bad, and I'm sure there's some rationality behind it, but we pay our DAs and we pay prosecutors at way more than we pay court-appointed attorneys. In other words, we're saying the U.S. justice system is saying is we would rather spend more money trying to convict you than we would trying to defend you.
Yeah.
And that's sad. That's horribly sad.
They make money off of people in jail.
Make money off people
that's
in jail.
True. Yeah. Well, and I know, and that's ultimately what it comes down to is, thank George Clinton, fucking Bill Clinton for that. I mean, I don't think it started with Bill Clinton, don't get me wrong, but the whole being tough on crime initiative or whatever back in the 90s that Clinton started. I mean, I think that's a big chunk of this. And like I said, I don't want, because it's not a party issue to me. It's not a party issue.
I mean, it's all like a mindset. You ever meet those older people that think the mindset is to be hard on people, and that's how you...
I don't agree with it.
No.
Yeah.
I almost feel, but you have to find a good medium, because there's a certain percentage, like you have to be super hard on people, or you have to be very lenient on people. And there has to be a middle line somewhere. There has to be a middle line to where, because trust me, I'm raising 4 kids. It's like, to a certain extent, you have to be hard on them to a certain extent so they don't pass that line. But also, like, you need to let them know you're going to forgive them.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's like what all of this comes down to is we're not finding the middle line.
Yeah.
Like we're not, left, right. We're not figuring out what the middle line is. We're just continuing the argument. And
I think that it's just hard. I think
it's
you actually got to sit down and
you actually have to think about
really balance that out. I mean, it's easy to lean super left or lean super right, but finding that middle road is just hard.
I don't see how people lean super hard one way or the other either.
There can't be that many left.
Well, I mean, I know someone that leans super right and someone that leans super left, and both of them get super triggered when you talk about like the other one, like the other side.
So,
I'm just sitting here like listening to it. Like I'll listen to a super right wing radio station just to see what they have to say, and think it's funny. And then I'll listen to the other side too, and laugh at that too, because I think it's funny as well. But I find it hard to believe you could lean super one way just because of the color. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're blue because you're blue. That doesn't seem right to me.
It almost requires like another party to come through or something. Which is not going to happen. But
that's why Citizens United needs to go away, and they need to basically completely reform how campaigns are funded.
I agree.
Agreed. Yeah,
the problem with all that is the people in power are the ones controlling that. So it's
they don't want to get rid of it.
No.
Well, yeah.
Of course not. It's keeping them in business.
The Koch brothers are like the biggest contributors to like every campaign. Like they contribute to Republicans, Democrats, doesn't matter. Like whoever's going to push their agenda.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's
get what they want.
Okay. It's 12:36.
Yeah, we got to say we probably gonna like wrap.
What
this
are we gonna
up.
wrap it up with?
Do you have a question?
Meet in the middle, everyone.
Meet in the middle.
I don't have a question,
No
but
questions.
I have been asking people in video games. Would you rather have a nipple-sized penis or penis-sized nipples?
We did this one.
We did that already.
Oh no, I know, and I've been asking, and a lot of people have all come together and said the penis-sized nipples.
Yeah.
Because then it'd be like you can get 3 blowjobs at once or something.
That just shows you the insecurity of men.
I guess so, yeah.
But I got
That's
I got a handful of what your nipples aren't already that big. So
I'm actually
That's
just
true.
like I'm thinking about that. Like, dude, you will never dress normally ever again.
No, yeah,
like,
you'd be
like you were gonna be getting like specially made bras just for you, just so you could actually keep it.
Just use a sports bra for
they'll
a big
probably
girl.
flop down.
I mean,
like
maybe.
Have y'all seen Big Mouth?
Yeah.
Coach Steve has some penis-sized nipples.
does
I mean, it's gonna be really terrible if you ever get aroused. You're not concealing that.
Do your nipples also
gets cold?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Well, if it gets cold,
Think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope that she likes you back. If because otherwise,
At that point, you're just.
it's like, well, this has been great. I want to go now. Thanks.
Wait, let's circle back around to the question that you got it. Like, some people said that. Wait, you're your nipples aren't already that size. And so really what a question is, do they have big nipples or do they have small penises? What? And I didn't think about it at first, but it really struck me.
The most recent person that said that to me asked how big the penises would be, and I just looked up the national average, which was like 5 inches, and
oh, good to know. Good to know.
Then they said, "What? Yours nipples aren't already that big?"
Okay. It puts it in context. Then
oh
yeah, makes sense. So that's all right. Then let's have like an easy.
What's everyone doing this weekend?
I'm fucking working. It's Memorial Day weekend.
90% of the time it would be work, but I actually get to go out and escape to the lake tomorrow.
Nice.
I'm excited.
Our biggest weekend is Memorial Weekend, so
nice.
That's why I get to be at work.
That makes sense, though. Yeah.
Grills and shit like that.
Ours is super slow because people are out doing other things.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, so you get to have your nice little lake time.
Exactly, because
you're gonna get on the boat. Y'all have a boat?
Yeah.
Y'all have a boat?
Well, my old man has a lot.
Well,
of
okay,
things.
yeah, your family has. Well, I guess it's
my old man has a lake oasis with some boats and some jet ski thingies.
He's not talking about his dad. He's talking about his sugar daddy. Let's just get that clear.
Of course, met him on sugardaddy.com.
Oh, he uses the Cash App.
Use the Cash App.
Oh, we're sponsored by sugardaddy.com.
If you actually go ahead and subscribe to our Patreon, you can get access to our special video feed with all this.
You can get my private Snapchat.
Oh yeah.
With mini nipples.
Just don't tell the IRS.
We're selling custom ASMR videos too.
Ooh.
So Trenton, what are you up this weekend? What are you
Absolutely nothing. I want to go see John Wick and Detective Pikachu
3.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Pikachu.
Dude, okay, man. I wish we had more time
everything.
because I would totally want to talk about Detective Pikachu. I'll save it for next week. I have.
Oh, okay. I need to watch it.
So. You haven't seen it?
No, I want to watch it.
See,
this weekend.
I
watch it for next time because I have so much to talk about.
So I thought that I got a bootleg copy of Detective Pikachu and I was gonna watch it.
Was it a porno?
No, it turned out to be Deadpool. I'm kidding. That was a stupid joke.
All right, let's go.
Boldt, what are you doing this weekend?
I'm working.
Oh, you are working?
I'm working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same, so yeah.
Sorry, Boldt.
Okay.
We can video chat each other. I can't actually. I'd be busy.
Neither
but,
would I be.
Yeah. But that would be cool. I could just tell people, no, fuck off. You're not getting a dryer right now.
I mean, one thing I can't throw out there is
fuck off with the gunplay.
Fuck off with the gunplay.
Is that if you guys are ever available on a Wednesday night, I've been going up to Cidercade in Dallas on Wednesdays for.
Is that the arcade/bar thing? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. They've got Smash Ultimate tournaments on Wednesdays.
Dude, I'm down to play a tournament. I'll play as Ganondorf because Ganondorf is OP.
We're gonna be doing one at Gasplat and Keller.
Yeah.
What is it?
Starting summer Smash tournament.
Yeah.
Have y'all thought about doing other fighting games too?
Possibly. We're gonna see how this one goes. See if we get enough people. And
do a trying to think of a funny game to do a tournament on, but I can't think of one right now. So ignore me completely.
All right.
Wild Animal Racing.
That was horrible. Yeah.
Well, thanks for tuning in, and it's way too late.
Animal Crossing. There you go. Damn it.
We were on Facebook. Cool. We had a lot of viewers for some reason, and it's great.
Oh, well,
thanks, y'all.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Come back
next
week.
It's been forever. And
I would say next week, but are we going to be here next
week?
We don't know. Are we going to be here next
week?
week?
We can do a remote cast.
I have the question.
Yeah.
If you had the ability to teleport, but you had to punch yourself in the wiener each time you teleported, and you only go 5 feet in front of you at a time.
Oh, no.
I mean...
Would you accept this burden of responsibility?
Like through walls and stuff?
Yeah, but you got to... That's the thing. You got to punch yourself in the... You got to punch yourself in the willy.
I can go through walls.
Yeah, that's worth.
Only if I was at a school shooting.
Look. Okay.
All right, you just teleport.
Bye, everybody.
I would teleport my way out of there.
Teleport inside of a McDonald's and steal the cash, like the $2,000 they have in their safe.
Only a McDonald's?
Yeah, because you go to McDonald's that like their camera system's probably shut off. Like they're not gonna. The police aren't gonna investigate a McDonald's robbery that hard. Like, like, and what? You see a guy teleport through a wall? Like, no, they're gonna see that footage and be like, "Fuck this, we're done."
I'm gonna actually change the rules. So now you'll only teleport. This is what me and Tech decided it should be. Was you'll teleport as far as how hard you punch yourself in the dick.
Okay.
So if you punch yourself really hard, you'll go like pretty far. But if you barely tap it, you'll go like a foot.
Okay. Well,
you know what? That's worth.
Okay, yeah,
that's worth. That's
I can do
easily
that.
worth. Yeah, you only have to pull one bank heist. You're fine.
Yeah.
And then after that, it becomes like
it
becomes your literal get out of jail free
So
card.
you want to move really fast, so you just start like flicking your dick a lot.
Hey, my 1-year-old flicks his dick all the time.
Know what's actually
He's
really
like,
great
what
about
the
that?
What is this thing,
He's testing
dude?
his powers, man.
If you ever get in a fight and the other guy accidentally kicks you in the dick, boom, not in the fight anymore.
All right, guys, we're out on that.